Hello, family. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy E, the Dividend Passport Bro, back with another video, guys. As always, I like to say thanks to all of the new subscribers as we continue to grow the channel. You guys know we are fighting for our daily bread. We're fighting for our life out here, okay? As the market do what it's doing with tariffs and all this other stuff. The market opened today. My portfolio was down 30 grand, and I'm like, oof, not again. Another bad day. Of course, if you guys already know, it didn't get any better. Well, it did get a little better, but we're still down, right? So we got a couple more days. I think one more day um, before we have to deal with margin calls. Um, I mean, we are in margin call right now, but we got one more day before we have to, pay up. So I got some stuff that I can sell, even though I don't want to sell it because I don't know what else going to happen. But we're going to see what goes on. You know what I'm saying? We here, we fighting, and the bottom line is we gonna fight to keep our portfolio um, the best way we can, right? At some point, and we can't give up though. There's no giving up, right? So we got money in other accounts that we're gonna move over at some point. But for now, I mean, we just gotta continue to fight, right? I think coming back to the U.S. and seeing the price of things and the cost, oh my God, it made me decide, like, you know what, I need to hurry up and get the hell out of here and move to Colombia full time because for what I spent here in a month, I can live in Colombia for a whole year and live the same comfortable life that I'm accustomed to. So, right now, my baby girl is here with me, and you guys already know that. And we're gonna be here for a few months, maybe 3 months. I don't know if we're gonna last the whole 3 months before we get out of here. And it is what it is. But for now, we're gonna deal with what's going on in our current situation, which is our portfolio. And you know what? Let's get down to it. I'm Rambo Love, right? You guys know, right? This is not financial advice. I'm just a 52-year-old man, 52 years. I make videos about my portfolio and my portfolio alone. So you're here for financial independence, retire early. You are in the right place because we talk about making money. Now, as you can see my disclaimer in here, right? Do your own research, guys. Okay, do your research. Even though I provide information, but you can still look up the information because sometimes I might say something and use the wrong wording. Don't mean I'm giving you the exact wrong information. I might say 2,000 percent or instead of 2,000 points. So sometimes like we in the movement. I'm making these videos. I don't really go back and edit the videos as I do them, except something that show my account number. I don't go back and edit the videos. Okay, so guys, let's get down to business because, like I always like to say, business is booming. Okay, so let's get down to business. Now, the market just closed, right? Let me refresh this. The market just closed. Um, and there's a few things that's still in the green compared to what it was Friday. Oh my days, Friday was horrible, right? I think we had like maybe 5 or 6 things that was in the green. And a friend of mine posted in one of our groups, my bicycle group, right? I have a bicycle group of guys that we go cycling. And he posted a comment this morning. He's like, "Man, I've never seen the stock market this red." It was the pre-market, right? And it was freaking everything was down. And then one of the guys was like, "Yeah, it was like that back in 2000 and 2008, and now 2025, right?" But it's on a different circumstances, right? This is how do I say it? This is something that is brought on by our own leader, right? Um, Tariffs and is messing up everything. Now, at some point, like I keep saying, at some point, this will come in and this will position itself into the market. What the market will actually say, okay, well, we're taking a loss. This is where we at. Blah 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 blah. Boom 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 boom. And we can continue to, then we can move on with our freaking lives, right? With all these smart people that make all these decisions that affect people, that is affecting us right now. we have to deal with this kind of stuff, right? So you would think, like people say, the market was going to go down 10%. Yes, my portfolio is down 20%. Okay, and this started last year, and then it got okay when Trump got into office for a week or so, 2 weeks or so, whatever. And we're like, okay, well, we took a hit. Now he's back in. We're coming back, and then since then, I mean, our portfolio has been down. People losing their markets, people losing the farms, people losing everything, right? I mean, the good thing about this is, like I keep telling you guys, right? Invest. Don't stop investing. If you don't have to deal with margin calls like me, don't stop investing. Because anything that you're willing to buy when it's $100, if it's down to 50, I don't see why not buy it. Let's say if one thing, if the company is talking about, okay, well, they're going bankrupt or whatever, that's a different situation. Then you be like, okay, well, I'm going to sell out of my stuff out of that position and put it in something else, right? Because there are still, you don't have to buy specific companies. If you're stressed out about that, you can buy ETFs. There's a bunch of good ETFs out there, um, that's going to hold you until we pass this stuff, right? And if you're not living off like me, I'm planning to live off my my money, right? And let's say if I move to Colombia, if I have $25,000 cash sitting in the bank account somewhere drawing 4%, right? I should be good for a few years because, like I say, I won't say I'm a cheap person. I won't even say I'm frugal. I do spend money, but um, on things that I like, right? Especially, I spend money on food. I like to eat good food, and I like to live comfortably. I don't have to be in the best neighborhood or in the richest place. I just want to be comfortable. So I think with my portfolio, right, I got a few properties that I can sell in the U.S. and I can go in and just buy me a spot, or I can rent a spot for $400 a month. But knowing me, I just feel comfortable owning where I live, right? So I would just buy me a spot, buy another apartment, or buy another condo, and maybe 100 grand. But I know for the next, what is it? The next 5, 6 years living there, I won't have to worry about paying mortgage. Now the mortgage is not that expensive if I was to go that mortgage route. It's just for me it'll be a lot difficult to get a mortgage because I'm from the United States. I don't have established credit in Colombia. The property that I own I pay for cash. So that's something to consider. But now when I go back, of course, I'm gonna rent something until I can find a spot that I'm gonna live. If this other place that I've been telling you guys about doesn't work out. Okay? Yeah, I spent the last few minutes just talking about stuff, right? Let's get down to it. So crypto took a dump over the weekend, right? Since what, Friday, and it took a dump over the weekend. It's been down like 5% in the last 7 days. In the last 24 hours, Bitcoin was down 1.33%. Now, of course, in the last hour, it's doing a little something, but you know, as we go into the week, what we got this week, so we getting paid from Misty. This kind of worries me because I was like, okay, well, Misty gonna pay us good. It's gonna help balance the portfolio back, at least having 12, $13,000 in the portfolio. But now looking at this, it's like, oh my gosh, what we gonna do, right? So, but you know, this is not nothing to give up on, right? If you're investing, you invest. You can say, oh no, because Edwin doing this, so I'm gonna do something different. People are still making money. Like I said, guys, I'm learning how to do options, right? And of course, you know, like anything else, I'm a slow learner, so it take me a little longer to understand things than other people do, right? But once I get it, I got it, right? So as you can see, the market is that what's it called? The meme coins, they're all green right now today in this hour. But I haven't checked this stuff today. I've been running around getting stuff done, and working, right? Because I didn't really do much work on Friday, so your boy been getting his work done because luckily for me, I still have a job. There's people been getting laid off left, right, and center, right? So as we go through this phase, I mean, it's something to consider, right? This thing was way below this all day today. I got these two positions in here, right? And now they're above board in the after hours. They're above board. So these are two freebies. So my account is still inactive, right? Um, I can't do nothing until they finish doing whatever they're doing. At some point, I can add money into this account, right? Um, I did add some money. Matter of fact, now I can. I did add some money to the account. $20. At one point, I added $100. But I think I only got the notification, like I told you guys, that the $20 made it to the account. So I'm gonna try again to add $100. So by the time this account become alive, the money is just sitting there waiting to go into the account, and I can go ahead and buy all my positions that I need. And like I said, this account we're not gonna add no more margins to this account. We're gonna stay margin free, right, and build this account gradually. Now, as I go into the process phase of trying to move outside the U.S. Um, this account is primarily for my daughter tuition. So everything that goes into into Fidelity, that handles um, the income, for her university, right? So, but now with me trying to stay alive in that portfolio, I got some other funds that I'm going to move into this account whenever it become active, right? Um, Gradually build it up in the next few weeks when I have the opportunity to add funds to this account. Gradually, we're going to build this up to where it's going to start generating at least a few $1,000s a month, until we get back to where we were before that 5, 6, 7, 8,000, 9,000, $10,000 a month, right? And once we get to that point, of course, now, like I told you guys, I will stop pulling money out of this account, putting it somewhere else every time we get paid. Um, and then, or there is they have a spending account in this thing, I believe, right? You guys know more about this than me. They have a spending account where you can move the funds to, yes, I believe, and then you can pay stuff out of here. So at some point, I will maybe set up a bill pay system, to like pay stuff out of here. When it comes to my daughter tuition, of course, right? That's it. Just to pay her tuition, that would just come out of here. Um, well, I would transfer the money either to her account or to a credit card and then pay. That would be that, right? Now, guys, if you don't have a charge swap account, right? Now, I don't get no dibs or whatever for this. If you don't have a charge swap account and you like to travel, this is the best account to have if you're traveling out of the country, guys. I've traveled every time I travel out of the country. I don't even have to let these people know that I'm traveling. Okay, I haven't had no issues with this account. I can go to the ATM, pull money out of my account, and they would charge me ATM fees, and these guys will refund the ATM fees. As far as I know, they refund all my fees. I don't really go to the ATM a lot. I might go once or twice a month, because I don't just go and take $5 out. I take out enough money when I go to the ATM, so I don't have to continue to go back. Okay, so we didn't buy nothing today in the portfolio. Of course, everything is red. We have freaking 2 cents from last money that came in because everything went back into the portfolio. We down $3,000 overall. Today we went down another 2,000 plus dollars. And I mean, you guys already know. Like I said, I'm like an open book. I try to share everything that's going on with me and my portfolio because I don't want other people to make the same mistakes that I make, right? And before using margins, um, of course, my portfolio wasn't where it was now, right? Margins accelerated my income. The income helped a lot. But I keep going back and telling you guys, when I got to the point where I was at 30, I'm like, okay, we're going to get to 40, 50, 60, 60 grand. I was like, okay, once I get to 60,000, then I'm going to start making the changes I need to do to make sure my account is okay. But that was me. I don't know the future. I don't have that, magic wand, a magic ball, or whatever you want to call it, to say, okay, this is going to happen. Let's do this now, right? These are the things I plan to do, but of course, tariffs happen, and of course now we are here to where a lot of people are losing their accounts because of margins. That when the account go to zero. So the bottom line is, if you have $50, right, and your account is $50, and then you borrow $50 or whatever dollars amount you got, right, and then you start using margins, and then if your value of your account go down, the value of the margin is not going to go down; it's going to go up because the money you borrow. So as your account go down, the margins going up. So at some point, you're going to get to where margins is more than what your actual account. So when that happens, you lose your account. Your account go to zero. All the money goes to the margin company, and now you end up owing them money, right? So that's why I'm saying, if I had the opportunity to do this again, I would never use margins. I would probably get a loan from a bank, right? Because no matter what happened, if I'm getting paid $10,000, $15,000, and I only got to pay $2,000 to the bank, even if my margin go down to $6,000, I still have $4,000 extra every month, and I can still pay that $2,000 every month back to the bank. You get there. I'm not. This is, like I said, this is not financial advice. I'm just telling you what I would have done, knowing now what I know now. Right? That's what I'll do now. But I'm not saying you go do that, because if you go and get the money and you're not putting your money into the right things, you're still gonna lose the money, right? And you're still gonna owe the bank. So, um, being patient, of course, is very important. I always speak about that, being patient, and buying the right stuff, right? That's why I always talk about dividend kings and dividend aristocrats, right? There are other companies out there that pay good yield, and they hold on to, uh, you don't have to worry about NAV erosion. But now, this last 2 weeks, I mean, that's like French, right? NAV erosion doesn't even matter no more. You don't hear anybody talk about NAV erosion right now with the market like this. Ain't nobody talking about that because it's irrelevant. Everybody is in the red. You have a few companies that's doing okay. Now take a look at this my portfolio for a second, right? Walgreens, they're up 2% today. The price change, right? This is from today. Franklin RES Incorporated, 21 cents, right? We go down here. You see some UMax, Alti, um, AIYY. The AI is AIYY was up, and then Mara up another dollar and something today. Price change. So it's a lot of different things that you can see in the portfolio. And if we go back, curve went up a little bit. In some of the curve positions, the yield back position, Palantir, Nvidia, they're up. Palantir up $2 and change to their price change. So you can see some of the stuff, it's okay, right? But earlier today it was almost red. Like I said, we don't have money to buy nothing to count. This will be the perfect time if I have money to buy, because I'm not scared. I'm not scared, because if you're scared, you're not gonna make money, right? So of course, everything is a chance. Being in the right place at the right time helps. And like I said, we don't know what the bottom is. So if you buy now, next week it might go down some more, and then the following week it might go down some more. But once the position you own does not go to zero, you still have a fighting chance. So you still have a fighting chance. Okay, guys. So don't give up. Um, keep hope alive, right? So you see my position. So I'm down 20%. Um, this is my Fidelity portfolio. I'm down 20% in my Fidelity portfolio, and Sync always jacked up on this thing. And like I say, we still got 80% left in the portfolio, right? Um, but we have to watch out, because, like I said, in a couple of days, I will have to sell something, either tomorrow or the day after. Because if I don't sell something, they're gonna decide what to sell, right? And it might sell something that I don't want to sell at this point, right? So I still have some crypto. It's not a much, so I can always sell those, and that's gonna take a couple of days to move funds around. So it's just easy to just sell in the portfolio. That's one thing I like about Fidelity. Whatever I sell in the portfolio, with once in 24 hours that clears, I can move um that fund to the portfolio because that's it have to settle. If it don't settle, you can transfer it. So I guess tomorrow I will have to sell something tomorrow because by Wednesday, then I'll need to transfer. By Wednesday, I'll be like, okay, I need whatever I sold on Tuesday, Wednesday, we're gonna transfer to the account to cover margin calls, right? Um, I mean, that's the only thing else I can think of right now. I, this is not just me. I'm not the only one having this problem. A lot of people having problems. Now, a lot of people not talking about it because they want to seem like, oh, they're so much of an expert that, you know, they're fine. Now, some people have been doing it long enough to where they have a bigger buffer than me, right? Who just started using margins. I'm no expert in margins. But when I got to the point where I started to understand margins, it was when I was like, okay, well, I need to have a little bit more. And who knew all this stuff was coming along? Nobody know. I didn't know. I mean, we heard the news with all the stuff was going on, but in your mind, you're like, I have time. So what if I didn't transfer my portfolio from Robinhood to Fidelity? What if I didn't transfer my portfolio from Charles Schwab last year to Fidelity? What if I didn't do none of those things? I'll be in a worse situation right now. I probably would have lost both of those portfolios, right? Those portfolios probably been gone. You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, we have a lot of things that is, into Yomax uh, playbook, right? But we have other things that's not. And of course, like I keep telling you, my whole premise, my whole strategy is to get the money from the high yield and put it into lower yield. Now, at some point, margins became part of that, and we are where we are. So, that's a no-brainer. It's already done. We can go back and talk about that. But going forward, right? Am I going to use margin again? Yes, I'm going to use margin again, but not as the way I've been doing it, right? When things change, yes, I may like in this portfolio, but okay, we're going to use margins, get the portfolio back up 6 months, 7 months, back down. Use it a little bit back down to get it to where we have that buffer. If I have a $500,000, $700,000, $800,000 in the portfolio, we should have a buffer sitting there, maybe a 200,000 cash sitting there. Because we're still collecting 4% on that money, so it's not like we're not making money on the money that's sitting there. Just in case we have problems like this, will be good, right? And of course, as I plan to move out the U.S. now more than ever, you know, this is something that's gonna happen, right? Now I still have some few moves that I can make, and as I get in and get all my information and get enough to do my taxes, those things are still gonna happen. But before that happen, of course, that takes time, right? You can't just go to the bank and say, "Hey, I need this," and then like give it to you. It takes time. You have to do all the right paperwork and all that stuff, right? And we'll see. We'll see what happens. Okay, guys, we'll see what happens. Now you might, come in a week or whatever, and you see a chunk of money in my account. You're like, all right, where all this money coming from? Because your boy out here, you know, I'm sitting on my butt, of course, but I'm making moves to make sure that we okay. Because everything I do it for my girls. Okay, so if Daddy mess up right now, things go left. They're gonna be looking at me like, "But pops, you said," they don't understand, right? Even though they're older, but they don't understand because I've been pushing them to learn this stuff, right? Since I started doing it, and they don't really care. So of course it's up to me to build worth of them and then put it into something else that they don't have to learn that they're not passionate about, right? You would think everybody would be passionate about making money more than anything else, but they're more passionate about going to work, getting a job, than learning this thing, this skill, right? That would keep them from working for somebody else for the rest of their lives. I don't get it, but it is what it is. Okay, guys. So I mean, you guys see the portfolio go where it is every day. Let's look at the income, right? We got dividends coming in this week, and I am ecstatic. I'm excited to see what is going to happen on Friday, even though I know I have to put money in my account to cover margin calls. But I'm happy to see what's going to happen on Friday. Okay, guys. Um, as we look at the future value, you can see it's still the same, right? This number here is creeping me out. This number is like, how are we getting this number right now when everything is the way it is? So I'm going with this too. I don't know. At some point, it's going to update and it should fix this number. Because where is it getting this 7 million from in 10 years, right? That is crazy. I'm liking it, right? It's a motivation for me to continue to do what I'm doing, but it's still kind of scary, guys. Okay, so I know I yap a lot today, and guys, as always, I like to say thanks to all the new subscribers. Thanks for liking and sharing the content, guys. Make sure you comment. Let me know what's going on in your portfolio. I know my boy Mark always letting me know that he's fighting margin calls, guys. You gotta survive, right? We have to survive. We didn't bring this on ourselves, right? Everybody in the beginning was like, "Oh, y'all high yield guys." It's not high yield. Everybody's taking a whooping right now. So they can say, "Oh yeah, you high yield brothers, you're so." No, everybody getting their ass whooping right now. So and we just happen to be there because we got margin. If I didn't have margin right now, I would be collecting my money and just chilling and be happy, collecting my 20, 30 grand with no margins right now. I would do that. But if it dropped down to 10 grand, I'm still collecting money. And guess what? As soon as I get paid, I'm going to reinvest half of that and put the other one away. But with margins, we can't do that. We got to let the money sit in because we have to wait to see what's going to happen. That's the only crazy part, guys. So as we continue to go now, don't get me wrong, money is still coming to my account. Every day, money is coming to my account. So that's good, but we have to watch out for the margin calls because the account going down one day 5%, 10%. Overall my portfolio is down 20% because my portfolio pretty much now is Robinhood. It's down freaking 20%. Okay, so that's something to be concerned about, but it's nothing I can do about it. You know, I can try to sell a few things, but once I sell, guess what? It's covering the margins to see if they're gonna get worse next week or the following week or the following week, right? So that's all we can do, guys. So don't give up. Keep investing, right? Like I said, if you don't have margins, you should be fine. You will be fine. You will collect your dividends, reinvest the dividends. If the price of something you have go down, you get a chance to buy, right? And like I said, we don't know where the bottom is going to be, so it could go down a little bit more. It could go back up, but we got to wait and see. So just be mindful of that and pay attention to your portfolio. This is why I tell you guys to look at your portfolio 3 times a day because you know what's going on with your portfolio. And you got to say, "Oh man, I didn't know. I should have checked that 3 weeks ago." No, you check it every day, so you know what the hell's going on. It's your money, guys. It is your money. Do you rather somebody checking your money for you every day and telling you what's going on with it, and you have to pay them, or you rather just log in? It take less than 2 freaking seconds to log in and check your account. Okay, guys. So with that being said, I love you guys, and we're gonna do this tomorrow. Peace out. God bless, and continue to invest. Don't give up. Okay, the MC Hammer said, "Too legit to quit." Okay, we're not quitting now because I'm gonna live off a dividend. Now, if I got to leave the United States from paying $12,000 a month to go to Colombia and paying $1,000 a month, believe me, that's what I'm going to do because I'm not living here taking all these stresses. Okay, I'm out. Anyway, guys, we'll do this again tomorrow. Peace out.